and it's number 4 when it comes to numerology and when it comes to this week, my gorgeous Aries. Number 4 simply means that you are going to have such an important accomplishment, an important news and important accomplishment, okay? And you are going to be very, very happy. You're going to be really proud of yourself, and from this moment in time you are going to have so much to look forward to, my gorgeous Erini. Indeed, when it comes to the beginning of this week, it's all about this important news you're going to have. It's going to start right at the beginning of this week. When it comes to this important news, whatever this is going to be, your eyes are instantly going to open. You will know that your life is about to change. You know, this important news, it's also the beginning of a big change in your life. And this in itself, you know, it's a lot to do with one of your goals, Now, this is what you're going to be focusing on. You will kind of be thinking about one of your goals and why exactly you're feeling so good. But at the same time, you are going to realize, what do you need to do next? So it's not only about this important news, it's not only the beginning of a really big change, you know, it's not only like you feeling happy and ecstatic, because this, of course, is to do with one of your goals. But now this is more like a confirmation rather than anything else, what you should be doing next. It's to do with what you want to do. It's to do with what you wanted to do for a while. It's to do with your desires. And also it's important to mention that, you know, you need to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself, because right now you're stepping into a little bit dangerous waters. Why? Because something that you already have been disappointed with, something that you already maybe wanted to start and you weren't able to, or maybe something that you already started and you had such a bad experience because it wasn't, you know, happening at the right time. This time in between was again ever so important. Please don't allow this to bring you down. You know, this time in between was ever so important, and you are going to be reminded. You are going to be reminded of this aspect of your life. It's something that you wanted to do already and you had a bad or a negative experience, or something that you already started maybe and then you had a bad and negative experience. Even worse, you are going to be reminded of this, okay? But if you failed once, or it didn't work once, or you had a bad experience with this once, you need to wake up. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a bad experience with this again. You must not allow this negative energy to take over. All this needs to come from you. You need to recenter yourself. You need to ground yourself, and you're going to be absolutely fine. You're at such a stage of your life that, you know, even if there is an ounce of negativity, or even if there is a little bit of like kind of doubting, self-doubting, you know, you could even do this like subconsciously. So you really need to open up, and you really need to kind of trust yourself at this stage of your life, because now, as I said, you are at such a ridiculously important stage, you know, of your life, and you need to trust yourself. And I'm telling you, I mean, I know it's harsh, it's tough, but if there is just 1 ounce of you kind of doubting yourself at this moment in time when it comes to this, you know, what you're going to do next, or what you want to do next, even that little bit, you know, can kind of take over. Because, you know, so this is why I need you to be strong. This is to do with just you literally trusting yourself. And you need to kind of let go of that negative energy that, you know, has karmically actually come to an end. Okay, so as I said, you have to trust yourself right now more than ever. And the fact that you had this negative experience with this beforehand, you know, you must not really, you know, allow this to really put you off from this whatsoever. Just give it another go. Give it another try. Just do it. Please do it for me. Do it for yourself. And I do know that you're going to be speaking to somebody like kind of really nice and really close to you, somebody who knows you really well. You're going to mention this to you, and that person is going to be so excited for you like almost immediately. And let this be your good sign, that, good indication, positive indication that this is something that you should do. And this is a lot now. The reason why this aspect, this stage of your life, it's so important, and the reason why it's even more important for you to follow your intuition is because it's a lot to do with your, with this particular path that it's intended for you. So the sooner you make this decision, the sooner this beautiful rebirth is going to start. You need to understand that, what's happening right now, it's not only going to be the right thing for you to do. Just remember, it's a lot to do with, what you wanted to do for a while, but you have got some kind of a negative experience with it, or before you even started, or at the time when you already started, something happened, something dreadful, something negative, and it did put you off, like, oh my God, like there is no tomorrow. But that doesn't mean that this is not the path intended for you. This life, it's not meant to be easy. And I know that people don't like when I say this, but it's true. This life, it's really strange sometimes. It's very complex, and it's not meant to be easy. And it's down to us, the way we are going to hold our own candle while we are walking, okay? Are we gonna walk proud and tall, or are we gonna, give in and be negative and be scared of something that can change our life tremendously in the shortest period of time? So that's why I need you to be strong right now. This, what's happening right now, it's going to reflect on your spirituality, and it's going to reflect on your prosperity. This path, it's going to be leading towards you being so much happier in the shortest period of time. You're going to find out so much about yourself after this moment in time. You will reconnect with yourself, and because this is to do with the perfect combination of material and spiritual prosperity indeed. So just remember, my gorgeous Erini, I really hope that this is not too confusing, okay? You are reconnecting with yourself. It's to do with something you wanted to do for absolute ages, and then you were really put off. Something put you off terribly from this path, and you thought maybe it's to do with a certain opportunity, maybe it's to do with, it's to do with a certain path, it's to do with a certain direction in life. Well, that's what it is. It's to do with a certain direction in life. And the fact that it did put you off like before, it doesn't mean, as I said, that this is not a path intended for you. And you may not even know what am I talking about right now, and I completely understand. Please trust me. But just remember that, at the beginning of this week, it's all going to start with this important news. This important news, like an important accomplishment, is the beginning of a big change in your life. There is no doubt about it whatsoever, because it's to do with one of your goals, but it's also now to do with you again realizing what you want so badly, but what you want to do so badly, how you want your life to be so badly, but you're immediately going to be put off, because you will remember that you had some kind of a negative experience when it comes to this, and you really need to open up. You need to open up. You need to be strong now more than ever. You must not give in. By giving in, I mean you must not be scared. You must not be negative. You need to be strong. And even like at around this stage, I'm not being funny. I know that this is going to sound mental, but even we are going into the meat part of this week, to make everything more like kind of like not scary necessarily, but to make everything more like, even more like maybe a little bit confusing for you. At around the midweek, oh my God, you are gonna need to fight some old demons. You are really going to need to fight some kind of old demons, demons from the past. Do you know what I mean? Because all this right now, it's going to play an important role when it comes to you reconnecting with yourself. And you need to be strong. You need to remain strong. So there is a little challenge that you are going to have at around the midweek. And You know, you will be reminded of some kind of old demons from the past, you know. And again, and I think that that's the final challenge when it comes to all this. You're gonna, something very unusual is going to happen at around the midweek, something really random, something really unusual. And again, it's like really funny enough going to remind you of that aspect of your life when you had this negative experience, because you're going through it right now, you see, and you're going to refresh your memories. And there are certain things that were happening to you at that time in your past when you had this negative experience, almost as if you were like a little bit traumatized, you see. So that's what I meant when I said you're going to need to kind of fight off these old demons, you know. You're going to need to come on top now or never. So you will be reminded of this, my gorgeous Erini. And, you know, you're going to be thinking, and you're going to go all deep, and you're going to be thinking about, you know, certain things that happened to you at around that time. And again, yet again, this is almost going to put you off for a second or two. And then suddenly you're going to come out so much stronger, so much more powerful, so much more grounded. I think it's going to take a day or two. Honestly, an evening, it's going to play absolutely mind-blowing role. It's going to happen over the night, in the evening, you know, while you're sleeping. Maybe you're going to have some major dreams after that moment in time. Maybe you're going to have some kind of mind-blowing astral projections after that moment in time. But one night, it's going to change everything. So you're going to remember this like kind of old demons of yours, you know, certain things that were torturing you from your past, certain things that were bringing you down. But it's only because you're entering this particular stage of your life, this particular stage of your spiritual journey, and you need to face these things in order to move forward with your life. And nobody can do this for you. You see what I mean? So you will be, yeah, you're going to have like, it's going to happen overnight, whether you're going to be sleeping, whether you're going to be dreaming, whether an insight is just going to come to you. I'm not too sure how exactly this is going to happen. By the time you wake up in the morning, everything is going to be completely different. You're going to feel completely different. You're going to feel really powerful. You're going to feel really strong. And also on top of all that, you're going to feel absolutely certain that you want to do this. Absolutely certain something is going to happen overnight, my gorgeous Erini, and you are going to be able to benefit from like a different perspective on certain things that were bringing you down. You needed to go so low, you needed to go so down in order to come on top. It's so difficult to explain, but you needed to go low, you needed to go down in order to come on top. It's about fighting these old demons that you are completely right now at this stage of your life over with. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to wake up in the morning and you will know that's it. That's it. Nothing is going to put me off again. This is the path for me. Nothing is going to like stop me from doing this. Nothing is going to prevent me from doing this. You see, oh my God, it's about you are going to feel revived. This in itself is your comeback. And then within the next couple of days, you will know the way you're going to feel. It's impossible. It's impossible for me to explain, but you will feel like a winner. You know, you will feel like you won, you know, when it comes to all these things that have been like kind of affecting you spiritually and mentally and even physically at times, when it comes to you doing what you needed to do, like what feels like ages ago. But as I said, this time in between was ever so important, because even if we went through like a negative things, like a dark things or silly things or happy things, all this is kind of creating this particular person we are right now. So otherwise you wouldn't be ready. Do you know what I mean? And also, my gorgeous Erini, when it comes to the midweek, you know, this particular person, it's to do with this particular person here at around the midweek. Do you know what? You're going to find out that someone like has been a little bit dishonest with you at around the midweek. You're going to find out that this particular person has been dishonest with you. But I need you to chill out a little bit. I need you to calm down a little bit, because you must not have a conflict with this person. And I will tell you why, because there is a reason why this person has been dishonest. And once you find out, why this person has been dishonest, you know, you will completely understand this. You will completely understand this. And this in itself, it's also gonna open your eyes when it comes to one of your obstacles that you have been facing. So this is gonna be quite beneficial for you, because you will know when it comes to one of the obstacles you have been facing lately, you know, you will know what to do when it comes. You will not only know what to do when it comes to improving this problem, but you will also make like a major step when it comes to it, and you're going to surprise yourself with your own bravery. And this is because you will be certain, of course, that this is going to improve the problem, and you're absolutely right. And you need to do that. You need to do that ASAP, literally, because it's to do with something that it's affecting you in a negative way subconsciously every single time when you want to start something new, or every single time when you want to try something new. You know, it's been affecting you in a negative way indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you see this beautiful person who is devoted to you, and somebody who you're also devoted to, a really beautiful person, a really friendly person, a really loving person. You know, this gorgeous person is just somebody who always has got the right thing to say, and this particular person is also very wise and very intelligent, and it's keeping a lot, you know, inside, you know. So only to those people that this person is very close to, this person kind of open up to. But anyway, so this is somebody very devoted to you, and you're devoted to that person. And this person is really kind of going to, you know, through that person you're going to understand that you need to explore which options to explore when it comes to some kind of a problem, some kind of an issue that have been maybe affecting the whole family. And do that, please, do that. It's important. You know, another problem is going to be resolved here. And this is not only like some kind of issue, some kind of a family matter, you know, that, you know, it's actually going to come to this successful end. And that in itself is going to make you feel so good, so good. And you're going to feel really proud of yourself, seriously, when it comes to this. You're going to find this really rewarding, because it's not only to do with you, my gorgeous Serini, I love you for this, but it's also a lot to do with those people in your life that are very close to you, you know. This shows what, you know, what beautiful people you actually are, and how much other people mean to you. Sometimes you may not even understand this, or you may not even realize this until some kind of issue like this is, for example, resolved, and then you see, based on your own happiness, how you're gonna feel, because you're gonna feel so proud of yourself here, so proud of yourself, you know. But you're also going to learn something really interesting you are capable of. You know, you're also going to learn and find out something so interesting you are capable of, that you didn't kind of realize this before, which is absolutely brilliant, you see. And also, my gorgeous Erinich, you know what I want to say to you, that is somebody with an artistic temperament, somebody who has got an artistic temperament in your life, is like doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or they started doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And maybe have a chat with that particular person, so you can prevent something negative from happening to that person. It's so difficult to explain, but somebody who's very artistic in your life, somebody who has this artistic temperament, and this person is in your life, this person is close to you. That particular person is like kind of, I'm sorry to say this, but close to some kind of a danger. But you can only find out what this is once you talk to this person. So try to talk to this person, and for the love of God, try to prevent them and stop them from from what they're about to do. And it could be absolutely anything, but if they do what they're planning to do, they're just going to mess their life, like in a negative way. So that's what I want you to do. I would need you to do, just to talk to this person. And don't worry, this subject is going to come up, trust me. Maybe you even know what this is, but this subject is going to come up. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. So now, my gorgeous Erini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, let's just see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Erini. Let's just see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. Absolutely brilliant. You see this, now you will be able to see the bigger picture. You will be able to see the bigger picture. I think this week it's going to be absolutely obvious, come on, what you shouldn't be doing, or what most certainly you should be doing, what you should be avoiding, and what you should be focusing on. You will realize that, it's entirely up to you. You need to make an important decision before the end of this week. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. You will know that there is something you really need to walk away from. There is something you're going to need to walk away from at around the end of this week. Before the end of this week, at around the end of this week, you will know what that is. And the sooner you do that, the happier you're going to be. Something has come to an end, like a very, very long time to go, a very long time ago, I'm afraid to say, my gorgeous Erini. But maybe you were aware of it before, but now this is going to become absolutely obvious. I understand. When we are doing something for a very long time, we find it very hard to let it go. But you need to also get the fact that, the longer you let this, the longer you allow this, the longer you're not going to be able to freely do what you want to do. You're going to be so much happier. So you will realize exactly what do you need to walk away from. Hello, my gorgeous people. Just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions. And the more people subscribe to this channel, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.